Huntington's disease is an inherited neurological disease that can cause problems with movement, problems with balance, problems with memory, and in many patients, psychiatric symptoms. Most patients with Huntington's disease will die about 10 or 15 years from diagnosis. Here at Rush, we have been working on a study to deliver one of the first gene therapies developed for Huntington's disease. And this is a really exciting moment for us because this disease is fatal for all patients who have the disease. And this is the first opportunity we've had to try to intervene and slow the disease down. Rush was chosen as one of the initial 6 sites because of our expertise in this area. We have a very large infrastructure for human-based research studies. This is new because we're not just trying to treat the symptoms, we're trying to fix what's actually happening within the brain to decrease the amount of abnormal protein in the brain, the abnormal Huntington protein. In biology class, we learned that DNA, which is the instruction for the cell, tells the cell how to make proteins. And messenger RNA accomplishes this. So we have this pathway of DNA to messenger RNA to protein. But the Huntington DNA and messenger RNA are abnormal and create an abnormal protein. This gene therapy stops the abnormal messenger RNA from creating the abnormal Huntington's protein. When we remove the abnormal protein, we can slow down and potentially stop progression of the disease. One of the patients who was in the clinical trial came to us and enrolled in the study about 6 years ago, and he was having symptoms of Huntington's disease. He had a movement disorder, he had some difficulties with his balance, and he was no longer able to work. He had to go on medical disability. And over the last 5 years, he's actually not only stabilized, but he has improved. He's gone back to work, he's working full-time. He's exercising, and in fact, he actually got married. It shows us what's possible. We can learn from the gene therapy we're giving in Huntington's disease and apply those lessons that we've learned to Parkinson's disease and some of these other movement disorders that don't yet have a cure. We're now talking about how do we sustain life and how do we help people stay healthy for decades and decades longer than we thought they would be alive. And it's a very, very rewarding time to be part of this journey.